Hey there, folks. It's Jimmy Stewart here, hoping this is finding you all doing well. Today's video, I'm going to follow up on the video I did around a week ago when I got this guy here. This is the Fender Squier Classic Vibe 60's Jazzmaster. Now, if you have not checked out that review and demo, please have a look at the link there. For those of you who did see that video, you'll recall that when I unboxed this guitar and went to give it a test run, the fretboard on this is very dry, which was expected. So we're going to clean that up today and give her a nice drink that she deserves. The frets are a little bit gritty, so I'm going to polish those down and take care of those as well. I'm going to go ahead and basically do a complete setup on this guitar. We're going to graphite the nut. I am going to raise this bridge up. You really want a decent break angle down here. This does have a Mustang bridge on it, but I'm going to raise it up and give it a bit more break angle on that. And by doing that, I'm going to go ahead and shim this neck up. Now, I think I'm probably going to go about a ½ millimeter. I might go full 1 mil, but we'll have to give some a couple of measurements and see what we're going to have on this. And that's what we're going to do today. So I'm going to do the neck, clean it up, do the frets, clean them up, raise this bridge up, put new strings on it, shim this neck, and then get the intonation and everything set. We should be good to go. So I'm going to go ahead and get all my tools ready that I need for this project. It's still very wet and cold outside, so I'm not going to go out to the workbench out there. I'm going to set up a temporary workbench in the game room, and we'll do it right on the pool table in there. So without further ado, let me get everything ready to go and move cameras out there and get everything set up, and we'll continue from there. All right, so here we are. Honestly, the hardest part of this was getting all the stuff out here. So we have a guitar. I've got the tools I think I'm going to need, and we're going to go ahead and get started. I'm going to go ahead and take these strings off. Again, I'm not going to show all of everything that I'm doing here because the video will be pretty long, so I'll try to do my best to edit it. Get these strings off first, and we'll get the neck cleaned up. Okay. And I'm going to, again, the reason I want to get this angle correct is I'm going to be using lighter strings than, of course, what these Jazzmasters are normally set up for. They're normally set up for, 11s and higher. I'm going to be using 9s, so I want to get the right break angle. So off with the old, and of course that allows you to get the neck cleaned up properly as well. Alright, so we'll be back for the next round here in just a second. Okay, so the strings are off. I'm going to go ahead and get this fingerboard cleaned up and the frets. And again, you've seen me do this, but I'm going to just show you real quickly here what we're going to do. Just a drop on each one. Like so. Again, I use the Nomad F1. F1 oil is what I use. And this is a Indian Laurel fretboard. And this is thirsty. Look at the, you'll be able to see the before and after here. Look at the difference in that already. I've got two cameras running here. I'm not sure which one. I'm trying to get a best picture, but I might have to interlace them in between and what have you, just to so you have the better shot depending on what I'm doing here. But I'm just going to spread this out a little bit. You can see what I'm getting off there. Just like all those other inexpensive guitars, this is a $400+ guitar and still needs to be cleaned and hydrated and fretboard cleaned and conditioned. Let that set on there a little bit. I'll wipe it down again. But you can see that was a clean sock when I started. I'll let that set a little bit, and as you will know from the last video, again if you haven't watched it, take a look. I've got 1000 grit sandpaper, and I'm going to I cut it into strips like this, and this is what I will use to give my frets a good polish. And while I have it out here, I will double check. Frets all look good, no rocking. So we'll just give those a nice wipe down. Again, I just take a little piece. I'm going to go ahead and start at the top, work my way down here. There's no sprout on this guitar at all. Fret ends are very nice, so I'm just polishing down some of the gruffness and some of the gritty feeling I was feeling when I first demoed the guitar. I could feel the grittiness when bending. So that's we're just gonna wipe these down. And again, I'll edit this so you don't have to go through this whole thing here, but you can see what I'm doing. Again, these aren't bad, they just need a polishing. Get some of the grittiness off of them. Any little imperfections. And they feel better already, nice and smooth. Alright, see the junk? I'm going to give this one more hit, then clean that fretboard up. You see how much nicer that fretboard looks already. See? There you go, folks. Okay, so that is done. Now I'm going to go ahead and graphite this nut. And again, you've seen me do this. Yeah, this just keeps the strings from binding in the nut slots, especially when you're using a vibrato bar. Although, come to think of it, I got to take this neck off and shim it, so I'm probably going to have to do this again because all that graphite's going to fall out of there. But I'll just show you anyway, and I'll do what I got to do to put it back in there. I forgot I was taking this neck off and shimming it. But it's as simple as that. Alright, so okay. And now I want to show you on this bridge. You can see how that bridge just lays in there. It lays inside those holes. See it? And this bridge is designed to rock back and forth as you use the arm. But you can also see how this is so far down into the post. I want to bring that up. So that's going to be raised. And I'm just going to use the Allen wrenches that came with or the hex wrenches that came with the guitar to make sure I get the right one. So I'm going to bring this up. Get it off the bottom of that. And that in turn will allow me to get a higher there. So let me measure what I got there. So now it's not laying flat against the body of the guitar, which on a Jazzmaster you don't want that. I also want this, when I go to restring it, to be I think that's about right. So if I go at 1.5, I think on the neck we'll go about 0.5. So I'm going to let that sit aside. And you can see I might have to adjust that the high side a little bit, but you can see where it is now. Let me show you on this camera where that was all the way down. There was no screw coming out of there at all. So I'm going to set that over there. Go ahead and flip that. Alright, so the idea here is not to strip any screws. Okay. So there's one neck. Now what I did, folks, for this job, you know, lots of people will tell you you can fold up a business card and stick it in there, or use some picks, or, you know, folded pieces of paper and that kind of stuff. But really, to do this and do it right, I'm going to keep this guitar. So, even if I wasn't going to keep it, I'd still want to do it right. I went ahead and went on to StuMac, and I got their shim package. These are solid maple shims. They're designed for Fender neck cutouts. They should fit right in. They are expensive. Now they're pricey, don't get me wrong, but I still think, you know, to do this correctly, you want a full pocket neck shim. You don't want to just put a piece in there. You know, sometimes people would take a piece that big and just stick it in there, or stick it across like that. You know, if you want to do that, that's up to you. I'm going to do it this way, and I'm going to use the actual shims, maple shims, full pocket shims. And again, they're pricey, but I still think they're worth it. So here we go. And this is a pack of 3. They come in a 1mm, 1/2 millimeter, and a 0.25 millimeter. I'm pretty sure on this one I'm going to go with the 1/2 mil. I think that's what I want on this. If it's not, I can always do it again, but hopefully we won't have to do that. Alright, so instead of trying to tear that out, I'm just going to cut this open. Again, these are fragile, so you want to be careful with them. You don't want to break them trying to get them out of the package or anything. Okay, now as you can see from this, the higher end is here, the 1/2 mil's here, then it flattens down to basically nothing. Okay, hopefully you can see that. Let me put it in this camera. So the high end is here, and then they shave it down to basically nothing. So that's supposed to fit into that pocket. And we'll see if it does. And look at that. I might not have to even do any trimming. Wow, that's basically good. What I'm going to do here is I'm just going to check for fit. Put the neck back in there and see if I have to do any trimming, because you'll notice that this neck has got the dark stain on it, and with the shim in there it might pop through, but we'll see. I think we're good. I don't think I'll even have to trim that. So hopefully you can see that. You can see the fit. There it is. Hopefully you can see the fit there. I'll show you this other camera. And we're good to go. Alright, I'm going to bring this neck back up, give it a little bit of support. That looks good. Get rid of that plastic piece on there now. All right. Now hopefully that shim will give me the right, and I think it's going to be perfect. Just enough of a tilt, forward tilt, so I can raise that bridge up, get it up off the body of the guitar like I was showing you, and then have enough break angle here and going across to be able to set this up low, action low, without buzzing, and allowing it to stay in tune. I might as well take off the plastic while I have the guitar out, I guess. And the strings off. There we go. And there's always a piece that doesn't want to come off here. There it is. Just had to loosen those screws there that were holding it down. Okay, take these off the pickups. Those are now nice and clean. And then last but not least is the pick guard. Take these knobs off. I don't have a string here with me. So I'll just have to do it this way. And there we go. Okay. You get little straggles of this plastic caught under those. Get caught under those controls, little pieces. All right, so that is off. Close enough for government work. All right. So there we have it, folks. Now I'm going to restring this. It's going to get that bridge even. I think I'll have it like that. And that's going to set in there like that. Nice and straight. So I'm going to go ahead and string this up with my preferred 9s. These right here. These are Diodario 9 to 42s. Try to show you in the camera there, if you can see it. All right, so let me get this strung, and then I'll come back. Okay, that way you don't have to watch all this, and let's see what we got as far as the break angle on this. Okay. All right, so I got this stringed. I'm just finding this a lot harder to film this way, but we're trying it. It's almost easier doing this in my lap, to be honest with you, but right, I just want to see where it is. All right, the bridge got to come up a little bit. It's sitting pretty low. So let me just bring this up a little. I'm going to go 1 full turn and 1 turn, maybe 1 more half. Let me see how that is. All right, nothing seems to be buzzing now. I had a little bit of buzzing going on right in here. I think everything's all right now. And that's just a little sharp. So if it's sharp, you want to stretch the length of the string, so you're going to bring this bridge back. Now it's right on the money. That's a little sharp. There we go. That's also sharp. Still a little sharp. I want that in the middle. There we go. Alright, that looks pretty good. So I'm going to go ahead and tear this all down. Get all the tools put away that I need. Trim the strings off of here. And head back into the studio and then give it a hook up and see what we got. Okay, so we'll see you then. Okay, so we're back in the studio here, and I just wanted to show you the height I have now on the bridge. Now, that bridge was all the way down to the pick guard initially. So hopefully you can see now that I've got it raised up, and I've got about 1.5 mils raised on that bridge. Now you can see the break angle going up. And here's the neck pocket, if I can show you. As you can see, you can't see the shim at all, which is great. And I'll show you the string height I've got now set. I got it set fairly low. I probably can go lower, but I think it's good right where it is. So I'm going to show you the string height I got here at the 12th. If I can get that focused in. I'm right at about 1.25 on the bass E. And right about 1 on the high E. So that works for me. It's nice and low, as you can see. And I think the pickups are going to be fine right where they are. So we'll give it a little test run and see what we got. Well, hey there. So we're back in the studio after getting this set up. I wanted to show you, and I will, a close-up of the bridge, the difference in the string angle now compared to the original string angle. I got this set up about a mil and a half on both sides, a little bit higher on the high E side than it is on the bass E side. And I'll show you the neck pocket. Again, you cannot see the spacer in there. The shim, it worked out very, very well. I've got new strings on here. They're still stretching a little bit, but we're going to give it a little test and see what we got. Something clean. Pickups just sound amazing on this. Now, for those that you were a little worried on the original review and demo of this, I was a little worried too. It just wasn't set up correctly. And again, like I said, on the Jazzmaster, you got a few things that you want to do, or a Jaguar, there's a few things that you want to do. With the big important one is making sure you have the correct brake angle on this particular bridge, even on the Mustang bridge, on the original Jaguar and the original Jazzmaster bridges, same thing apply. You want to have the right brake angle. You want to make sure that that is able to float along with the tremolo arm, and to get the action the way I prefer it on this guitar, again with light, I'm using 9s on here, is I did angle that net back, and I used a 1/2 millimeter full pocket Stumac shim. So, and that worked out, I think, perfectly. It feels good now. It feels great. I cleaned the neck up. I cleaned the fretboard up and the frets. Let's try this rhythm circuit out here. Well, actually I was in the rhythm circuit. Let's try the, here we go. Now you got your neck in middle. Intonation is just about spot on now. Nice, very, very nice. Actually, he plays that in Dadgad, but once you get it set up, it is very, very nice. Sounds funky, and is going to be a fine addition to the stable here. The setup on the 60's Classic Vibe Squier Jazzmaster. Hope you enjoyed it. Try not to take too much more of your time. Thank you so much, folks, for stopping in. Thank you so much for subscribing. I really do appreciate it. And until next time, it's Jimmy Stewart saying so long. Take care of yourselves. Please stay healthy, and we'll talk to you again very, very soon. Bye-bye for now, folks.